Hey, from MarketWizards.com, TheMiniWizard.com, 10th of September 2019. Reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. I may sanitize this video so we can put it out there for some other traders. Let's talk about the jury system. I believe in a jury system. I believe that we need to have more than just one idea to help us understand markets. And the problem with some traders I note is that they will have so much information on one chart. It's just overwhelming. And I was one of those traders when I first started. You got the tools, you got the TradeStation or whatever you're using like Ninja, and you just put all these indicators on there, and man, you felt so powerful. And yet it was overwhelming. You just couldn't understand because there's so much to look at. So these are the tools that we're sharing with you, these type of ideas. And basically, that's one of the reasons why I have these different charts, is to show one basic idea or maybe two on a chart. So just by scrolling to this 10-minute chart, we can see that we've lost the rain line and we've gotten under the blue line. This is like an umbrella trade. And these will happen sharp and fast. And then the characteristic is when we do finally find support, then we'll get a pretty good bounce. So on a 15-minute chart, we can see the same idea. We've rotated over and now we're under. But if we scroll to a 30-minute chart, we can see that, as we had suggested earlier, okay, I think we're on the 30-minute chart. And I think we've got basis that idea. We can get to the 62s and maybe lower. You can see the pivot system also working pretty well for make sure you are paid at 58. But we're underneath the blue line, but this tends to be supportive. So we're not in a true umbrella trade based on the larger time frame. And that's why we're trying to be somewhat conservative about the expectation south side. And that's the value of understanding not only that chart in different time frames, but other charts like we've talked about, and other ideas to find potentially where we may find support. And where on a bounce back like the 456 trade, we know that we are retesting the overnight low. So these are all ideas that need to come together. First, we got to get back past that low, and usually you'll go about a point above it, and then profits get taken. And then can you jockey around that and start to sustain a move above that or not is the question. And then, of course, we still have to worry about prior days low. Can you get above that? So timing-wise, price-wise, good idea to be paid by the 58s. And this is a profit-taking swing with the objective of anybody long side trying to make sure you're paid by these overnight lows. And then anything get above that's the good fortune part. So a natural resistance right now is going to be this 68 area based on what we looked at over here with the adjusted chart and the predictive model. And then, of course, you can go back and look at other ideas. And this is your 2-day range, which is our weekly range right now. And step by step, you always have to get above this line before you even think about the next line. Simple as that. So we're trying to be consistent with our analysis, and we're trying to use all of these ideas. So anybody that's had a good trade wants profits, boom, profits get taken. And now this is the key rotational box right here. We showed you why we had 58 for the target. So far that's been hit, but haven't been able to do much damage below that. Clearly the right price to make sure you are out of there. And now the rotational game begins as to who still got the power. The shorts still have it all day? I doubt it. And now for new energy, you've got to take out the IB low to get anything else going this way. In bounces, we can still hit a bounce today. And we never know where the exact low will be, but we do know timing-wise, this is the most important 3 boxes right now based on a 2-day range. And I like to show this in what we call the 3-box system. And we can do this for any time frame or any chart that we're looking at. And that's the purpose of, you've seen this perhaps before, where I will color code these as a teaching device. And say that box is now the range that is being determined in a 2-day range. And this can be called our resistance box. And these are going to move throughout the day. They're not going to stay constant. These are dynamic pivots ideas. Could stay there all day or for a long time. We know that. But certainly you don't expect it all day to stay there. So bottom of this box is support. You got to get through the top of it first. Top of this is resistance. And this is the range trade right now. And this is how you can articulate much smaller rotations. You can become a day trader once you understand these ideas. Power move early, and then on the bounce back, you got to get back here. And then once we abandon this box and get above here, then I start to think, well, maybe the day's low is in. So this is an important rotation that's being battled right now. And we can use this methodology for any of those charts. You can see how intuitive this will become. It's not just about the 1-day range. You want to look and say, what's an OTF trader thinking? And you can see how it's a lot more exact in that 2-day than it is right here. And as James pointed out, we've already got a substantial bounce, almost not quite a 60 back. So this gray area right here is the current box basis this range. And nobody knows, not you, not me, not anybody. All we know is if you had a good trade, got the 58s, we said paid for sure. If you want to try to buy, use a 55, stop. And that's worked out for a nice trade. And this is the kind of thing we try to teach, because you know what? The guy that's always looking for the home run, he wants his 50-point trade. Come on, you're going to get so many more 10 and 8 and 15-point swings inside those bigger ranges. You'll do just as well, and you'll sleep at night. Thank you, James. Appreciate that. Let's go. We'll do a quick calculation on the balance of power and a few of the other things too. I'll update the spreadsheet. Pretty helpful idea. And if you like to do a two boxer, you can do two boxes. Say, okay, that's where we are right now. Right? That high and that low, and this is the range that's being traded. As it should. We should get a retest of the breakdown. Now the question is there any more buyer power left short side, or in fact, is the bounce going to take roots and start to come back into the range? Before you're done, we should reasonably expect, if the longs have anything to say about it, that they're going to come back up into this location. Before we're done today. And if not, then okay, they're not as strong as we think they might be. This is day 2 of a pullback. We made a lower high and a lower low. Don't forget rollover. Coming the end of the week. We'll probably do rollover over the weekend. Got enough to absorb for newer traders without adding that into the mix on your spreadsheets. But we could easily, using our work, we could easily be ready to go as soon as rollover begins. It's a little bit simpler if you wait a day or so.